Visitors' comments. We'll start with Corey. You got anything?
I'm good.
You're good. You're good. Tom, you're good. I'm good. Randy?
At the last meeting with Riding Gas and Oil, there was never any inspection of
That we put in pretty much in Tom's hands, and I'm assuming he has something for us, or is working on something for us.
that. It was never signed or anything. Nothing was ever done.
Well, whatever was done up there, my understanding, this is my understanding now, because I wasn't here then, that Alan Poyer was the one that said that that's how it had to be done. That's my understanding.
Well, if you look at your record, nobody signed off on the permits.
Well,
You know, bills, and they have DEP violations for all the tenants.
okay,
So, I mean, that's something to look into.
Yeah.
They do have violations for all their tanks.
well, I do know that Alan Poyer, because I happened to be here that day, I wasn't on the board, but I do know that it was something that was hashed out between DEP, and he's no longer available to ask, right? He's off of there.
Alan?
Yeah, I don't think he's part of the sewage end anymore. He's retired. I don't know who the new one is, but I'm hoping that Tom has something to bring to the table for that situation. And we'll get to that for sure. Linda, yeah, no, we got any questions?
On the smoke.
Lisa, can you turn that on?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hold on. This thing's just screaming in my head.
Sorry.
Oh,
On the smoke, what a difference. On the smoke test,
yes.
okay, was it done on Apple at all?
Yes.
Okay, because I've got suds in the ditch behind my house.
I don't know.
I can't answer that because
Yeah.
everything that they did, there was 29, correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, 29 that were found, right? And they have since have all been fixed to this point. So,
I haven't seen them lately, so it may be fixed.
okay, yeah, so out of all of Weedville, there was 29 situations that have been remedied. They're all, these guys have inspected them, and they have, they're done. So we're gonna move on to the next.
Then further down the line, do Burndale, of course.
Yes.
Go on from there.
So I would say probably when the weather changes in the spring, that we'll be hitting Burndale, and then probably Force after that. And then, of course, the process is probably gonna start over. I mean, I don't know, every couple of years or whatever we kind of set for a standard for doing that. I don't know what other sewer authorities do. Not 100% sure, but it's something that needs to be put on a schedule, just like the water company exercising fire hydrants. We should be going out and doing that. Anything else, Frank?
No, that's all I have.
Lisa and Linda, anything else? Okay, Tom, while we're on that subject, did you find anything for the situation that we had at Friday's?
Yeah, I reached out to Jeff Friday, haven't yet had the opportunity to meet with him on site to go through what's there.
Okay.
I'm gonna take an open mind into this, I don't know, I didn't review his building permit application, what facility he has there. I'm gonna go into that with him and evaluate the structure, what I see. In preparation for that, I took the liberty to copy for you folks the section out of your rules and regulations as it relates to
Right.
industrial waste, just to give you an idea where we might be going. If there is truly a truck wash or car wash or something that classifies it other than residential, we're going to be going down the road of preparing an agreement as an industrial waste customer. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's all the highlighted sections on this paperwork that everybody has on the,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right out of your rules and regulations, and, you know, basically says you should have an agreement with it. Okay, then, and there may be things that, if he hasn't already installed them, he may need to install. oil water separators and things of that nature.
Yes.
Tom, would they need a trap? Shouldn't they have a trap?
Well, an oil water separator would basically be a trap. Now, is he trapped? I would assume so, based on the typical rules and regulations that you have, or just a connection to the system.
And I can't tell you what's there either, I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is that,
Corey, you weren't here when that was built, were you?
no, that's why I said, everybody that's here wasn't involved in that construction of that, at that time.
I don't think the show was ever involved with it. I think it was on Township.
Yeah, like I said, I can remember Alan Poyer investigating up there when he left the water as a sanitarian for the water authority, and he became, they're not a sanitarian anymore, but there's a name for him for on the sewage, but I know he went to the sewage, and I know he was involved in it, because like I said, I just happened to be here one day when they were here discussing that. That's all I can tell you.
I've never heard of discussions on
All right, give a call to Jeff, tell me when he can meet there, we'll go through an inspection and
Okay.
relive the incident and find out how it happened and why it happened, and is there a chance it's gonna happen again?
This is the only drawings that you guys have here. And it just shows coming out the side of a 4-inch, and I don't know how you come out the side because everything's in the back. Doesn't make any sense. See what I mean? 4-inch comes out the side. I don't know, that's the only thing that's on, and there's nothing marked. There's nothing even done with it, and it's not even paid for according to the bills. And it's not, and there's a legal signed document here, well, that's not signed that it's paid for through the sewage authority at all.
Is that the building permit application, building permit?
That's that. And, this is, I mean, that's a shitty diagram right here. And this is supposed to be signed by the storage authority, and it's not even signed or anything.
Well, why doesn't the sewage authority have these payments?
They do, I got them from them.
Yeah, but you didn't just give up the original.
I'm guessing.
No, they're not signed, they're a permit, but they're not signed.
Did Lisa look to see if we had anything here? Is
That's
that what you found?
I put it right to no in, and that's what we found.
Okay.
And that's the
Okay.
only thing they have, and it's, like I said, it comes out on the left side according to that map. It should be going straight out the back to the 8-inch pipe.
That would be coming out the back though.
Is that the back side?
There's 255s out front and then
Okay.
the back.
But, yeah, it doesn't show good if it's hooked to the bays or anything, it just has one pipe coming out of the,
Doesn't say car wash.
it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, well,
Next to things either.
yeah, I do know they have a truck wash in here. I do know that. And I think
We will have to revisit the past, and
and that's exactly like the last meeting. There isn't anybody on this board that,
There's there's the guy.
or the workers that know anything about what went on
Yeah.
previously. So, I mean, I'll commend Franny for digging up with, you know, I mean, that's,
That should have been there before they constructed.
Yeah.
you're right.
Before they
You're right.
constructed, they should have went through this
Yes,
process.
this, I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but previous, when the supervisors, before they signed a building permit, if Randy will remember this, the sewer authority and the water authority had to sign off before they could sign a building permit. So it kept us in the loop. It would send our guys out to look at the situation so we had
Yeah.
an idea.
There's no signatures, nothing from the township supervisors, none?
There's just a permit to put the storage in for the sewage. And you can see if you want, after the meeting, I'll show it to you, and she has it here, but, and where it says, then after you come in, you're supposed to sign, and if you paid for it,
Right.
and the secretary's supposed to sign off, and there's no signatures.
What's the date on that, Tom?
That's the difference.
when was the date of our incident?
Yeah,
That was this summer, right?
I have
Yeah. We have it here. That-
August 9th.
Yeah, these
Okay.
violation details ironically are dated October 21st of 2019. Failure to comply with spill prevention response plan requirements. failure to meet performance and design standards, failure to meet performance and design standards.
And who signed that?
Nobody, it's just a report off the DEP website.
About the DEP website.
Signatures on there, but.
I bet you that's what I stepped into that day when Alan was here.
That's what Porter would be about, because Porter doesn't do the sewage.
Hell, yeah, he left the water, Franny,
Yeah, I know.
and went to the sewage.
It's still up to the sewage to sign the documentation.
Oh, no, I'm not arguing that.
Would the township have an
Office in the garage.
The township may have something different than
Yeah, when it
that.
started small,
This is
really
not
small,
gonna
just
go anywhere
continued
good.
to build it.
No.
It's like, no, I know that.
You know, somebody
Tom,
involved.
if Tom is gonna check this,
Tom is
I
gonna,
don't understand why the paperwork is out here. Why
he requested it, Christine.
But you would give him copies, you wouldn't give him originals of what you have.
No, there's a copy, right? What Franny has are not originals, they're copies.
They're copies.
Tom should have all that paperwork, and you should check with the township what they did as far as approving this.
And that's-
Get that paperwork.
Yes, that's exactly where I was heading, was to request Lisa to find out all the information she can from the supervisors on this situation for permits. And I don't know that I need a motion for that, it's just,
Again, I'm not gonna look to try to figure out who shot John in the past.
no, we need to go from here
Moving
on.
forward is the problem.
They have to comply with all
They gotta
regulations.
comply with the industrial waste portion of your rules and regulations. And we'll have to bring them into that.
Do y'all still have the samples? Last meeting you said.
Yes.
Cool.
No, they're still there. Still
Good.
sitting in there, yep.
And it looks like we've already got notice through the state agency.
Did we incur extra costs because of this?
Well, on this document that's signed here, and I'm not trying to pick anybody apart, I'll give you a second, hold on, stay there. On the contractor certification, which is ProDig, do hereby certify and affirm that we have installed in connection to the sanitary sewer system for the above listed property in accordance with all rules and regulations of the J Township Sewer Authority. So, obviously, somebody dropped the ball, but we need to move forward from this point.
We should have been notified initially.
Yes. So, I don't know who the inspectors were, this water's already over the dam, down the river, it's going. So we need to move on from this point forward. I don't know, do we need a motion well, Tom already has a motion, we already did that last time, so we're good. Okay. Now,
Check with Christine.
Yeah.
You didn't ask Christine.
Christine's turn for visitors' comments.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Christine, sorry I missed.
That's all right. In your treasurer's report, every month you transfer 2,500 from the general fund to the savings. Why do you do that?
That was a motion made for, years ago,
For expenses will incur in the future.
for future expenses concurred.
We've never had 2 cents years to
Yes.
fall back on.
Now, we are,
I just build up for their future costs.
yes, and right at this, just to add to this, we got, in the last few years, we've got some grant money. And some of this money that we've been saving is gonna come out of this force account, it'll come out of this account for our in-kind to the grant funding. So the first, the pumps came, right?
No, the motors.
The motors came.
I thought,
Motors and the belts.
Motors and belts, so the pumps aren't here yet, and neither is the control.
Yep, still waiting on the PLC.
Just to come up to speed, part of the program has come for the first grant that we got. And that's what we're talking about. So we got 4 motors, belts, the pumps are coming, and there's a control panel coming. Excuse me. So some of the money that we've been saving is gonna come out for the electrician, approximately $10,000, maybe $12,000 to do our in-kind project on this. And I don't remember what the first grant was, what was it, $50,000 roughly. So,
Well, we've used this fund in the past for other,
oh yeah, whatever needed to be used for it.
if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to do some of the projects the past year that we have done. It's cost quite a bit of money, we would have not had it on our a month-to-month income. We have-
You know, some of this money, yes, Christine, we used in the pressure grouting to fix some infiltration leaks that we had in Caledonia.
The digging in Caledonia.
Huh?
The digging in Caledonia.
The digging in Caledonia,
To save time, I don't need the details.
well, it's just,
But I think when you do this treasurer's report, it would be good to put this on this treasurer's report because it'll help the people to see where some of their readiness to serve money is going. This was done back in 2015,
yeah,
and $2 from the readiness to serve is to be used for the Penvest debt. And the other $2 for maintenance. So this is something we're gonna be having a budget meeting, maybe. We need to work in
Yeah.
the budget somewhere.
well, yeah, we can actually, I would think, yeah, we'll discuss that, Lisa can write us a note, and we'll discuss that at our budget meeting, we'll put a title to it, so that it's well understood.
But I mean, it would be of interest to the people that come to the meeting, if you put that in here, they can see where some of their money's going.
I agree.
My second question was Infomark. They toured the sewage and water treatment plants. Did any of you go to on that tour?
I don't even know anything about it. I want a tour, so I can understand what they're doing.
No, well, this was
It's
a very
over.
important tour. It wasn't a regular tour, I guess you want to explain?
Well,
I just wanted to know if anybody went,
Well-
what your thoughts.
I was supposed to go, but, Rhetoric and Hedrick and whoever else and didn't know when they were coming and didn't get contacted, so.
Okay, basically what it is the supervisors, I believe, researched this company. They want to come in and manage both authorities. And so far, I haven't been able to find out any information. Nobody seems to know anything. I guess the tour did take place, but I can't,
Yeah, the tour
nobody
did
seems
take
to know anything about it.
I was there, Christine, I went through with the water authority, they were here. They went through the water authority, then they went to the storage, I didn't go to the storage.
Yeah,
I
but-
was at the water authority with them.
How did this project
That
precipitate?
was all that was said, you know, you went on the tour. So, anyway,
Well,
I just
as far as I
wanted.
know, I mean, Corey was on the tour.
How did the tour precipitate? Was it requested by the township supervisors?
Yes.
Or some
Yes.
private
Yes.
company came in to the supervisors and, hey, look at this, assess your sewage or your water system and maybe we can make you a deal. It can come from different directions. Did J Township supervisor request them to do this is one thing I would like to know. Or did they approach them?
No.
Because if I was in the business of running sewage and water
No, they
plants,
asked them to
I would
come
come
in
to a
to
little
inspect
community
it all.
like this and make a
They
proposition.
asked them to come in to look at it all and get a price on what it would cost them to come in. That's what that
And
was
run it.
about, and run it.
It's just to manage it, not to buy the authority.
No, that's management.
I have my own issues with it, and one thing is, I asked them now, we won't need a board. Since you're managing it all, why do we need a board? So the board will end up just being the money givers.
Well, they
You
still
need
would
the board to
answer
do the budget? No, you don't touch anything. They take over everything. They take over your manpower. They take over everything, they take over the plant. So you sit there and you do the bills, if they need a raise next year, you go out and get the money for it. That's the way I took it.
Well,
So I didn't like
consider
that situation.
approving that anyway, I mean,
What's that?
they can approach us, but that doesn't.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, I listen. Now, the price should be coming back, because they did get a copy of our consent form, and that's what they were waiting for.
That would be
So the price should be coming back.
Where are they from?
I did know. They're from out
Either
of town.
Chicago or,
They're from out of town, I know.
they're Texas, one or the other.
They paid a lot of money to come and look, huh?
That they have plants going right across the United States to California.
Yeah, I know, but did you do any homework on them?
Yeah, there's private companies.
I wasn't on the board.
I know that. You don't have to be on the board to do homework.
I know.
Their managers, the closest one that I could find,
I think it's is this Johnsonburg or not Johnsonburg, it's local Johnston.
yeah, well,
Johnston.
excuse me.
They also have,
What's that?
Never knew about it.
they have a good system for the people that work for them. And,
Listen, I understand that. I understand they have a good system, they have all this, that, and the other thing, but we're paying a bill. There's, we have, just for a round number, we're just a round number, 700 customers. So that's 1,400 customers with the water and the sewage, just for a round number. The closest outfit that I can find that they have, and it's 1,455 customers. The manager gets $74,000 a year, just the manager. Then you got your employees, and you got your pensions, and you got your whole 9 yards. They don't have any money left, that small community, they're broke, and their rates are through the roof.
That's what their costs go up.
Well, one thing that was said, I don't remember if the supervisor said this or somebody at that meeting when they were talking about this was, well, they'll come in and manage it, and they control the employees, they manage everything, but you'll still have local control.
Now, the only control,
That puzzled me.
Yeah.
well, I'll give you that answer, and I'll bet you Franny tells me you're right. The local control that you have is, let's just say it's this board, just for the sake of argument. They're gonna come to us and say,
I need $1 million.
we need $60,000 to buy this, you take care of it.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's where you read the contract carefully. Number
That-
one.
that's
Number
right.
two, the water board and the sewage board would have to approve that
Yes.
before that would ever happen.
Well, they wanna eliminate the boards,
Who are they?
the supervisor.
They ought to run the township.
That's right,
They can make them.
I agree. So, without beating this to death,
I think it's a dead issue.
I have one more question.
what do you got, Christine?
You have, when, it's mandated if you live within 120 feet of the
150,
sewage,
150.
150 feet of the sewage line, you must hook on, okay? Now, we have some customers who have their own private water, yet they have to hook to our sewage. Do you know about how many customers that is?
Oh, that have their own water source? If I'm
But
not,
they
now don't
still
quote me,
pay for sewage.
that pay for sewage.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, and Franny might be able, because he was involved in this, 23 all total in Caledonia, Weedville,
We go on all, right
Scattertown.
around 20 some. that I remember.
Okay, yeah,
They're mostly camps, correct?
No, there's houses,
There's houses.
now there's 3.
but most of the residents have meters on their houses.
Well, this is what I'm asking. How do you do that? Do they all have water meters, or how do you calculate their sewage?
Okay. This is where it gets crazy. When the original, back in the day, when the water was buying new guns to do the readings, the sewer authority bought a gun and it was supposed to be a shared thing, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so at that point in time, the sewer authority was supposed to read those meters that have springs. Because the water authority is not responsible for them. That was their answer.
But these
Where-
places had water meters.
They have water meters,
And the sewage was supposed to read them.
The water's not supposed to read them, but the sewer was supposed to read them.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's as much as I can tell you about it, Christine. Short of,
Who's reading them?
nobody's reading them now, they just pay the flat rate.
Right.
So you don't know if they're going over 9,000
No, I can't answer that.
quarter or not?
No,
Some don't even have meters. Some don't even have meters.
I don't know which one's doing dumb, Randy. I know you were involved in that.
Yeah, some people wouldn't let you in the house.
I think maybe
Even
that's
before the
something
meter,
down the road for the board to discuss, because they should all have meters and, you know,
Oh, I agree with that.
if they're going over 9,000
Yeah, I
gallons,
agree.
they need to be paying more than 350.
I agree.
Okay, that's all, thank you.
That's under this place.
Okay, let's move on to approval of the minutes of July. And the reason we're approving July dates, so everybody knows, is because Rita and, yeah, I'm coming. Lori weren't, they couldn't approve them at the last meeting because they were not involved in, they weren't on the board at that time. So approval of these minutes lays on our shoulders, so between Denny, Penny, and I.
Oh. Was I here?
Let's see, she was your president.
So, I'll make the motion to approve the July 8th minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we move on to September.
Unanimous.
So September 9th minutes, anybody have any questions?
So we're good to go with the pressure washer, is it, we're using it with them?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I need a motion to approve the September 9th, 2021 minutes.
I make a motion to approve them. Read it.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, now Lisa, you're up, treasurer's report.
Okay. Slight hand cramp, but I'm doing all right. Okay, treasurer's report. Balance in the general fund checking as of August 31st, 2021, $21,069.40. And the account balance in the checking as of September 30th, 2021, $27,272.17. With First Commonwealth Savings Account, we have the balance in the savings account as of August 31st, 2021 was $125,693.21, and the balance at the end of September 30th, 2021 was $128,198.39.
I'd like to make a comment on that. I agree with Christine. I think we should describe this amount of money, specifically saying for future costs, equipment or whatever. But it's a fund to be able to take care of future costs of running the plant, the equipment and so forth. But I think there should be a little more explanation on it, other than just say in the bank account. When it's in the bank account.
There was supposed to be, when we put that raise on that time, it was supposed to be $2.50 from each customer go to that fund.
I think that was a discussion. I don't think that was.
No, I think we put that in there at that time.
No, it went through a meeting.
Yeah, it went through.
Yeah.
That's that time we had to raise it up there to $53.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if we decided specifically $2 for each, or because we're putting more than $2 in. When you
Okay.
take
Well-
600 customers and $2,500.
We,
Yeah, that's like $4.
we had discussed, previously about the loan being paid off in October, if you remember. It was gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well, unbeknownst to us, Lisa found a, error. Is that easy enough to say?
Yeah,
So our payoff isn't October like we expected it to be anymore.
right.
When is it?
Yeah, I grab it.
Which loan are you talking about?
The Penvest,
One of the pages.
yeah, well, they're inverted, let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's a
Let
couple of
Lisa
things.
explain.
When it first, okay, so when I first started, I was just told that that loan pays off in October. So I just went with it because that's just what I was told. I didn't look into it. Well then, now that it was getting to be October, I thought, wait, that loan's gonna pay off, I better look into it. So when I pulled the paper out, I think what happened is that because the amortization schedule, I don't know why it didn't continue on, but because that was the end of the page, I think it was assumed at some point that that was the end of the payment. And that wasn't the case. So I called whoever you call for this, Penvest, I don't know where I called, but I called, yeah, I called somebody important, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Financial Accounting Services or whatever. And they said that the payoff, originally we had thought that 8,000, wait, let me get this right. Originally we thought the $7,474.97 was going to be paid off in October. We now found out that the payoff is going to be June 1st of 2023, but it's not going to be the $7,474. Right, it's going to be the $8,732.66. So upon looking back through the QuickBooks, back in 2014, someone inverted the numbers and then everybody just continued on with it the rest of the way. So there's no money missing. The money is all correct. All the amounts that came out were correct. It's just that it was assigned to the wrong account, so it was in 2014. So the bad news is it isn't paying off in October, it's going to pay off in June 1st of 2023. The good news is it's not $7,400 and some dollars, it's $8,700 and some dollars. So why it never got caught, I don't really know, but I've continued on with the way that I've had it unless I have some extra free time to go back in and make adjustments to every transaction from 2014 to present, which I haven't done.
What about the status of the other two loans?
What other two loans? There's only one other loan.
Well,
Now there's First Commonwealth.
Penvest and First Commonwealth.
Yeah, I'm talking about both Penvest right now. Those are the two.
Do you, without looking it up, do you know what the balance is on the other Penvest loan? Is that correct there, 8736?
The second one will be, the second one's in February of 2038.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's,
have to live for that.
the second one pays off, yeah, February 1st, 2038.
Yeah, that's like.
And that one is,
That's the 97.
yeah, current outstanding. So the current outstanding, oh, sorry.
All right.
So the current outstanding principal on the one that's going to pay off soon is $181,715.79. That was the date that this was printed on September 27th. The second loan, the one that we thought was going to pay off, but it's not, is the current outstanding principal is $1,357,527.49.
I think we ought to vote to have somebody take over running the plant.
Yeah,
Give them the debt.
they don't want the debt, they want us to keep the debt.
Right.
So,
Well, very good. That brings us up to date, myself.
Yeah.
yeah, and I have the amortization schedules here if you want to look at them. It was just like a typo in the computer that they got inverted, and then when I was looking at it, I'm like, this just doesn't seem to be making sense to me, and then that's why it didn't, so.
That's why we have to put 2,500 a month away, because we don't need to borrow any more money.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then there is still the First Commonwealth loan, and that's, it was around 100,000 the last time I checked. I haven't, well, I shouldn't say I haven't checked it. I have the thing right here that'll tell you. Okay, so, oh, sorry, current balance as of the date of the last statement was $107,727.39. And that's on the First Commonwealth loan.
First Commonwealth.
It was a way to get it.
Yeah.
What interest rate is that? You got that handy?
Yeah, I know it because I've called about it several times. It's 5.25% on the First Commonwealth one. I talked to them, they said there's no way there's no way to monkey with it to get it lower because
Refinance, huh?
you can't. I mean, you could, but they said it would probably cost us more than we would save because we're a municipality, there's different tax things, there's different. I talked to the guy that heads up the loan department at First Commonwealth, and he said you're better off to just sit on it. The Penvest loans are both at 1%, I believe is what.
That's coming from the bank that holds the note, right?
Right, who's making money?
Right, well, I mean, you can do it.
Well, we can pay it off.
Anybody have the money to finance it that wants to do it for less than 5%, raise your hand and we'll give it to you. Yeah, I'm good with that, but that's where I'm
Okay,
at.
let's get back to work.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Take a look at the bills, any questions on the bills?
I have a question about the UV lights. You ordered UV lights, I understand, and why did you order UV lights?
UV lights, that's for the disinfection of all the effluent going out to the creek.
No, I know what they are,
Oh,
but what determines that we have to replace them? One of the suggestions I made in the past is why do we burn them 24 hours a day, 30 days a month? When you only put water through them, how many times a month? So we should not be utilizing the lights all the time like that. They should be put out and put on.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have to bear the expense of additional lights. What's the cost of new lights? Anybody know?
The new lights, it should be in,
yeah, I do know. I mean,
And is there a way to test them for effectiveness, or you say, well, if I'm not going to replace them, whether they work for 2 years or not?
I just have a lot burned out, I just bought new lights. Just,
How many?
I bought 50 lights to replace the whole rack.
Wow.
it was approved at the last meeting.
You changed all your light bulbs at one time in the house?
Is there burnout? I had to change 5 in my garage this last week.
All one time?
Yes, they were all burnt out.
How much is the cost of UV lights?
She's getting it.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Is there a way to
Yeah.
protect them?
They are
Brian.
expensive, I know that. They're expensive.
I know.
Yeah,
What's the guideline for utilizing them in order to kill? Do they want it on 24/7? I mean, follow the guidelines versus whether it's saving money or not. If it's helping do what it needs to do, we gotta follow those guidelines.
Water goes through there 24/7.
Yeah,
I mean, it decants
Not
and everything.
24/7, but it goes through there, like, we're running 6 cycles right now.
Yeah.
So it's going out 6 times a day.
6 times a day?
Yep.
All right.
let me see, I don't know, I have the bill in here, I might not have paid it
They
yet.
were fluorescent bulbs. So I don't
But
know.
what determines the replacement?
They go out.
They burn out.
If
According,
they're completely out,
Holly,
you have to
Oh,
replace
you
them.
have some that burnt out?
yeah, Holly said if I have a lot burning out, just to replace the whole entire rack, all in one shot, clean them all up and everything, and then go from there.
Yeah, because they're all probably put in at the same
Yeah.
time, so they're all.
And once one burns out, the whole just start going, you know what I mean?
like,
When
that's what
replace the
I'm
bolts every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't pay the bill yet. It's here because I just got the invoice for it, $1,205.
Okay, I thought it was more.
Yeah, I don't think it's
and that's 50, you said 50
50
lights?
lights.
Yeah.
I guess it's better to change it now because inflation's gonna hit us.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, everything's gonna go up.
It'll cost much.
I'm going to, I think I got it.
Any other questions on the bill?
No,
Yeah, if we could get them.
We don't have them, we don't keep like a little stash of them at all?
Right now, we just had everything shipped right to the plant. We're gonna throw them all in and go from there.
is that Puma Tech, is that the additive that you add?
Yep, polymer,
Uh,
polymer for the press.
All right.
And is that the one, you ordered that because we just got a notice that it was gonna go up? And the prices, we got a notice saying that the prices were gonna go, I don't know, I don't even remember, 28%, 30%, so we ordered a barrel of it ahead
And
of
the lead
time.
time was gonna be 5 weeks,
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's why I
Yeah,
ordered
make,
it.
make sure
I went
with
out
this stuff that's going on, and you have it,
Yeah.
because stuff's gonna get crazy.
Right. That's why I wanted to order it and get it in.
So, drain pumps, what's the drain pumps?
Another thing, 31, the insurance company for
We'll get down there.
$3,000 is workman's comp.
did you guys get, here,
Yeah, workman's comp.
here, look at it.
For the insurance company.
Meeting patterns.
I don't know if that's a once-a-year payment or not, I'd have to ask.
That's what I'm wondering about, it's just quarterly.
Quarterly.
I thought there was about 3,000 a year for the insurance company, but I don't understand the workman's comp for the insurance company. Workman's comp we pay into the state. I'm just asking.
is there a way to bring it down? You know, like,
I think it's
Insurance
by the
companies,
wages.
we
Their wages?
get it.
'Cause I didn't know-
We talk to them every year.
Mhm.
They've been pretty steady for the last 5 or 6 years. They haven't increased their salaries, and I think we may have inquired at one time, and they were very reasonable. They were good with the insurance company, and I think they've been fair. There's no reason to change the insurance company. But when she says workman's comp, I don't understand. And I don't think that it's cost $1,000.
Do you have the bill there, Lisa?
I do.
Does it tell you how it's figured?
It just says quarterly, October quarterly, Insta package, quarterly workers' comp. And it, so I imagine that, I'm assuming it covers me, all three of us. I would
Well, what I'm
assume.
wondering is,
No, I would think workman's comp, he was gonna end up covering the operator too, if she's on site.
Okay.
but a lot of
Okay,
places,
all right,
if there's
all right.
certain
So
things
that's
put
for
in,
the employees for workman's comp.
Yeah.
That's for the
Besides-
employee.
I
Yeah.
believe,
Right, all right.
but, you know, some places, like if you have smokers and they quit smoking, might drop sometimes.
I don't know if workman's comp does.
But I mean, with the PPE, if we go take a course and we update our PPE and get these guys fit where they're not gonna have any accidents or have limited hospitalization if they get sick, would that help bring it down? You know, like how you insulate your windows in your
Well,
house?
it may,
So that's what I'm
I
wondering.
can't answer that.
Do you want me to call them and find out?
Well, you can, but I don't think the workman's comp is gonna change, because workman's comp isn't like hospitalization or anything like
Yeah.
that. Workman's comp is
Getting hurt on site.
getting
Well,
hurt
that's
on
what I'm
site.
saying.
If they get injured.
I
Yeah.
don't know
So,
that. You're more than welcome to call and ask.
We
Yeah.
could get some.
Yeah,
kind of-
I
and just to get an idea, if there's a way to lower the price or
Yeah.
anything, if there's anything we can do to help everybody be more safe, if that helps or not.
Would be a good idea to inquire.
I'll do that.
Sure.
Okay, need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Oops, so sorry.
All in favor?
Wait, who second?
All in favor?
Wait, who second?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know what I did want.
So no correspondence, delinquencies. Lisa?
Yep, there was 9 delinquency notices set out on 9/14, which it says, after they got sent, 6 of them came in and paid in full. 1 of them set up a payment plan, 2 of them got shut off, which then we will have to pay the water company because they assist us with that, they charge us for that. 2 shut off, and 1 is still off. That one is looking to get some assistance, the one that is still off was looking to get some assistance from the state, although one of the people that live in that household, I saw there was a recent thing in the paper. Not sure what's gonna happen there. And then the other one was paid in full, they came in and they returned back on the same day,
Awesome.
Very good.
so. The remainder of the people, I mean, my plan moving forward is to make phone calls on the opposite months of the delinquency notices, just because I tend to get a pretty good result with just making a phone call. Usually can talk with them, and if they can't pay the full thing, then I can work out a payment plan with them. And so that seems to be getting some good results on the opposite months that I'm not doing the delinquency notices, so.
Okay. Maintenance report, everybody has it, can look at it, and the operator's report, same thing. If anybody has any questions, you can ask Corey or Jim. I don't see anything
I
out
was
of the
asked
realm.
about grinder pumps. I saw in the literature there about buying 2 grinder pumps. Is that for inventory? Is that?
Yeah, inventory, but we'll bring that up, it'll be on the,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
no, not your phone, but yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be in the new business. Any other questions on these guys' reports? We have a determination of when we're gonna do that basin?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
We're waiting for the tank truck.
Yeah, waiting for John.
Waiting for the,
Yours.
okay.
Your main truck is down.
Yeah, still.
Okay.
So it's not like we're not ready.
I know, I just want, that way everybody knows what's going on. Okay, let's move on to old business. CDBG grant, generator for force. This, everybody has a copy of this. This is the force account, meaning force money account. This is what's gonna be needed, for our in-kind portion of pouring a concrete pad basically, and running some conduit and hooking up this generator.
Have you estimated the cost of that?
It's all,
Is it covered on there? I didn't see
I don't, at least it didn't total it, but I'm estimating, you're looking at, just if you look across the maintenance and laborers, you've got 2 employees, estimated work hours 30. It's probably not gonna take that much, Danny, it's just an estimate at their rate. The electrician, we put down 16 hours, but I don't see any way, shape, or form that it would be 16 hours.
Well, that takes care of our in-kind, of course.
This is our in-kind, this,
Yeah, for the grant, yeah.
for the grant. The other part of it's already approved, the generator's approved. So, basically, I just want everybody to know, that's what it is. The original's here, I just have to sign it, and Lisa's gonna, it'll get faxed to the county tonight, that way they have it for the morning, and it'll be ready to go. Anybody has any,
So this is for the generator?
this is for the
Go
generator.
with the power washer. No, different.
Force pump station.
Force pump.
This is the force pump station.
Okay.
There, this is, you have, this is the grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a copy of that.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I was straight.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what's the estimate for the in-kind, or?
Estimate for in-kind, right around $10,000 or less. The generator was 39,000 even,
I called,
Shipping?
including, right, delivered to our doorstep. And if the concrete pad's done, they'll set it right on there for us.
I called the lady today, I talked to both Tracy and Becky that are on there, just to make sure I had the correct email, make sure that they were aware that we were gonna be sending it, told them how I had it filled out based on, I pulled the old grant from, I say old, 2 years ago or a year ago, from the, for the pumps. Pulled that, looked at how Rich Filer, who was the chairperson at the time, he had filled out the paperwork. So I just kind of went off of that as a guide because I've never really done this before. So I just looked at what he did because it got approved. I figured, well, if it got approved by him, it did, just kind of, you know, but added in whatever the extra was for the concrete. And I did call Dubrook to get the quote on the 5 yards of concrete. Not sure, that's what the other little paper was that I have written out that I gave to all of you out the board to tell you that, you know, they had recommended 2 contractors to pour the concrete. I wasn't sure which direction we were going with that, and, but did ask Dubrook.
Yeah, we probably won't need any way to pour a square block.
Well, I didn't know what everybody's skill set was on that, and didn't know, you know, because the other thing is, you know, I don't know who all's gonna be here when we pour it, so.
Anyway,
That's where we're at. But that's why I gave you that information on that paper.
okay. On the old business, the second one is the original, the first grant that we got, which was the pumps, which we discussed. We got the motor, we got 4 motors, we got the belts. We're waiting for the pumps and we're waiting for the control panel. And when that all comes, then the county pays that bill,
What's our contribution to that?
right around 10,000.
What about the old ones? What do we do with that?
We can keep the old pumps because the new pumps are retrofitted, so they'll fit. I don't, the electrician would have to tell us if there's a different wiring schematic for these pumps and the other pumps, but I don't think there is.
Should be about the same.
They can be used as backups. So, that's where we're at. Okay, under new business, this is from Pennsylvania Rural Water. They have a PP, where was this? This is where?
It's in DuBois.
DuBois, right?
DuBois Country Club.
DuBois Country Club.
It's an
And
all-day
It's
affair.
basically a training seminar for the workers. I think it's a really good idea. I mean, when I was on the township, we went to a lot of these different seminars for different situations, and the information is very good. And, so, whatever the board thinks, I don't know what it costs to send them.
It's $165 if you're a member, it's $220 if you're a non-member, and it is on November 10th, and it's all day long.
Well, the members, I believe.
Yeah, from 8 a.m. to 3:30, so I don't know if you guys can both go, but it's very educational. It covers 3 different important sets of safety rules: confined space, trenching, and bloodborne pathogens. And the importance of air quality monitoring, which you were talking about going down the manholes. And it even gives you demos. Bouncing up from that, I did some research for CDC about proper coverage for you guys. We talked about cleaning the pump. And you basically said all you had was chest high waders, correct? And all you had was N95?
Waste.
Well, waste. Well, it basically said you should have goggles that keeps from splashing with human waste, protective mask or splash-proof face shields, liquid repellent coveralls, waterproof gloves, and rubber boots, and you also should have backups of all of that. The other thing I tried to look up is how to maintain it, because once you get the literally crap all over it, you've got to be able to rinse it off. I don't know if there's a special spray, but you might find out more from here, how to maintain and what is the best products to use. So I was gonna do research to find out about purchasing at least one or two, at least two for each of you for a backup. Because they said if anything tears, it's automatically gone. From what I'm understanding, you haven't had any proper PPE dealing with what you deal with on a daily basis. So we can do it hand in hand, once you guys go through this, whoever wants to go or both you go, and find out what your proper PPE is and how to wear it, how to deal with it, bring it back up to the board and we can start rock and roll on it. Or if you just get gloves and what you need. You don't know, they don't know, you don't know when you're gonna clean yet, right, because of suction.
Right.
So,
Shortly though.
yeah,
Yeah, shortly.
and this is November 10th, so you got like a small window
Yep.
Their deadline,
for signing up.
sign up,
Hold on.
I'll go with that.
Yeah,
you're gonna pay
I'll
for
send you.
authorized payment for both of them.
Well, we're gonna run that across the table here in a second.
Why not?
Maybe attendees.
So you wrote it off the same day?
Yeah,
That's what he just said, yeah.
as long as someone goes in and gets a sample afterwards.
Registration is that morning of.
Registration is the morning of, it doesn't say there's a cutoff date of how soon you have to register for it from what I see. We can actually call them as well and find out.
Would both of you be interested in going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
I can call.
Okay.
License provided, I'm sure they have some freebies there too.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna find all kinds of stuff there.
And it says if you're not 100% satisfied with the training class for any reason, they will give you a refund. It's on the lunch slot.
Well, I need a motion to send these two fellows to the
I
training.
I say it, yes, go.
And I'll
I
second
need a
it.
second.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? You're going, you're on your way. Bring your nose plugs.
Maybe they'll have a good lunch for you.
They will,
I
probably.
hope it's before the other,
Provided, I'm sure.
the real life events.
Okay.
You guys-
We need to schedule a budget meeting, it's next on the new business. We could do it, when's the next,
Well,
I read that already, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Veterans
So we're
Day.
gonna move it.
okay,
Well, I don't know, do we need to move it?
yes.
Well, it's her day off, yeah.
I'm not,
It's your day off.
it's all of our day off.
Day off.
It's
Everybody's
technically-
off.
It's a company paid holiday.
I need
So-
to get her wound up.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to be wound up, I'm just saying, I'm gonna,
You're
But-
fine.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, somebody told me I'm fine, thank you.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I'm trying,
So,
I'm sweating, but I'm
I
trying.
know, me too.
I was thinking if we could we can't do the following Thursday, so my thought was the following Wednesday, which would be, if anybody was up for that, I'd have to advertise it in the paper, it'd be November 17th. It'd be a Wednesday evening though.
That's the budget meeting?
Well, that would be our regular, and that would,
Wait,
No, that would be
wait.
the next meeting.
we need to have a budget meeting, so what we need to do is say, is it gonna be a half an hour, is it gonna be an hour prior? Or, let's say the budget meeting's at 6:30 with the regular meeting to follow.
That would work.
Yeah.
Might as well make it a.
6:30, all right, then?
Let's make
How's
sure
that?
that your budget is sent out to us ahead of time so we can go over it before we have the.
Well, yeah, everybody should have what we have.
What was the date again? Is this
November 17th.
17th? Okay.
Let's, at 6:30,
6:30.
budget meeting, 'cause you're gonna have to advertise it this way, with regular meeting to follow. Otherwise, if we put a time on a regular meeting, we have to sit here and wait if we're done early.
Aye, aye, Captain,
Does that work?
that works for
Are you
me.
still happy?
I'm fine. Hurry, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not putting that in both newspapers instead of just the Daily Press.
It should be on the newspaper, and it should also be on the website now.
What is the other paper that you're, the Courier? Okay. As long as the board's okay with me running it in both papers. then I'll run it in more papers. Okay.
Okay. Grinder pumps, for residential use, at this time, we have none, right?
Yep.
Well, were we making a motion for the budget meeting and all of that?
Oh, I did, I'm sorry.
Don't we have to do
We need
that?
a motion.
We
I'll
do.
make a motion.
Need a second.
I'll make a motion, second, or whatever.
Okay, Penny Dennis.
I'm for it.
All in favor, aye. Okay, now we can do the grinder pump. So back to this, we have no grinder pumps on standby at the treatment plant.
Was the last one paid for?
I'm not 100% positive.
What's that?
I'm not 100% positive.
That's what I wondered about.
Because the last one was sold whenever Vince was still there, and I don't know,
We have
How
none
did
lying
that-
around. None just hanging out.
The guy said he was gonna pay for it, but I wondered if he did. What we did is we leased the grinder pump to somebody without the proper channels and didn't have them pay for it. In the future, anybody gonna get a grinder pump's gonna pay for it.
we need to make a
Before it
100%
leaves.
slip.
What's that?
Before it leaves the
Before
building.
it leaves the building.
I
yes.
agree.
How much is one?
I don't know who approved
It's
it.
like 2,500.
I believe I heard before 2,500, but we charge them 3,000 to make a profit. What is what?
Well, no,
Not in the
you'd have
past.
to decide what
Okay.
the profit is that you guys would
Okay.
wanna go with. Just depends with what you wanna go through, like WC Wow or whatever.
When you profit, you need a handling charge. But you know, when you put two in, you got that in inventory, it's costing you money. So what's the lead time on grinder pumps, and do we have to have two? Can we get away with one? Did somebody ask for a grinder pump recently? I don't know.
Are these special grinder pumps?
They're just 2 horsepower, it's just what's in the system right now. Myers grinder
They're
pumps,
Myers.
Can you
so they're good
check,
grinder pumps.
check and see if the price is gonna go up?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going up.
Alright,
Oh,
Does it have
maybe
just
you
a
could
2-inch
pay to buy
connection?
two now.
Yeah, I believe so.
What do you think, Tom? Everything's going up, huh? That's
Well,
the price of beer went
what
up.
we need to do is say, yeah, you go, if we're gonna approve 2 grinder pumps, we need to get the information before, just, instead of just buying it from WC Wow, I told them that the other day, we need to find
Yeah,
out.
for that amount, we should get a bid.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're talking about 2 pumps, we're talking about $5,000, so we should be making some phone calls,
Yeah.
Right.
so,
But it's, you agree that we need to have two in inventory. What's the lead time?
Well, Michael said,
Well,
Michael said.
listen, I'm not gonna say this, I'm not saying this because my son is in this business,
Oh, I didn't know that.
but and don't take that wrong,
No,
by
no,
no
I'm
way,
not
shape, or
taking
form.
anything wrong, go
But
ahead.
he keeps about 20 pumps on hand, Danny, all the time.
He does? Good. No,
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Because he takes care of Benzat, Luthersburg, Penfield.
Well, I was gonna say, if Pinto had an extra one, we could borrow it.
See, that's the problem. Nobody has Myers but us.
Yeah, we're just the Myers. Everybody here is Myers.
Everybody else has one junk.
Oh, that,
They're switching to either Liberty pumps or the new Eon ones.
Yeah.
And what, do you know the reasoning why? Is it better, cheaper?
cost.
I guess it's just a new pump that's coming out, it's popular. Myers,
The E1s,
Treasure Lake's doing away with E1s.
yes.
yeah.
Myers is a good pump.
Myers are good pumps, I won't argue that a bit.
Myers is a good pump.
In this whole system, I don't know very few that ever went bad since it was built. 93.
Get a price.
So I would say get a price on what we have. Then you're not trying to retrofit for one.
Catalans.
Catalans aren't gonna have Myers pumps.
They're not?
They supply Treasure Lake with the new
Oh.
pumps, but they're Franklin Electric, Little Giant, so.
Oh,
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I just, well, you know, Chad carries around in his truck. I'm not saying go get Chad,
So Keith, give us a bid.
Huh?
Give us a bid.
Oh, you can do that, I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay. But I think we should have 2, we always had 2 pumps prior on the shelf. At one time, I think they had more than that, but
Yeah. I'm just saying, as of now, we have nothing, I'd just like to have something on stock.
But we will find out what happened to the last one.
How long ago was the last one?
No, we were just new employees at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's how long, a couple of years,
it was about a year and a half ago,
well, a year and a half.
yeah.
and I don't know, did we ever replace a pump for somebody, or was it all new construction?
We did. We had, Chad came on that one.
Oh, yeah,
Chad did that one office.
Chad bought, that was the last one.
That was the last one.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
So we'll find out about the one that may or may not be paid for.
Chad's was paid for, but that was the last one we had.
Oh, it was paid for?
No,
The
he
one
just
Chad
said,
just took.
the one that just, the last one they had,
Not the disputed one.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
We better move on it because it's getting old.
Get us some prices, bring it to the table for the next meeting,
Years.
okay?
So no motion's been necessary for that then, right?
What's that?
No motion is necessary for that, to get
Just
the,
bring it to the table and make a motion to take the meeting.
So we'll move it-
Find out what it is.
move it to old business then next
Move it
time?
to old business.
Okay.
Okay, number 4 on new business. Discuss the riser to senior center parking lot. We discussed this at the last meeting. We'll bring Danny and Penny up to speed. Senior center paid their parking lot, or had got a grant, or whatever they got to pay their parking lot, but of course, what was left out was a riser ring for the sewer system. Now we got a hole over there, which is like a giant funnel, and consideration if somebody falls in that, trips in that 2-inch void,
That's about a half inch, but,
well, whatever it is.
yeah.
This is for the manhole?
It's for the man.
You know,
I think, in all fairness, the senior center had their parking lot paved, they should pay for the ring. That's where I'm at. Now, Lisa talked to the contractor, and the contractor said that in the spring, when he came this way, he would install that riser at no cost to them. So, I don't think it's fair that we buy the riser.
Is it safe to wait that
That's what I was
long?
gonna ask, is there any,
You're
what,
not gonna get blacked up now. You're gonna get cold patch. And that's not gonna be, that's
Yeah.
really not what needs.
we're gonna have to put something around it to let people know it's there? I mean, so you said
That's-
tripping hazards and whatnot?
That's up to them. I think they, it's their safety issue. They got lots of senior citizens and I think they should either put a cone in the middle of it or
Secure
something.
something around it,
Yeah.
something.
Or something around it. And that's just my suggestion. But I think that we should just send them a letter saying that they need to buy a riser and let them know that the contractor said that they would come back in the spring when they start moving blacktop again and fix it. So their only expense is gonna be, and I'm just gonna throw a number, $180 riser ring if it's that much. Maybe it's 200, I don't know. I'm guessing. So.
So when you're saying come back in the spring and fix it, you're saying they're gonna put the riser in?
They'll put the riser in and blacktop around it.
Okay.
Okay, so the only cost to the senior center, from what I gathered, and Lisa can tell me if I'm wrong, is that they would do it just because they knew it should have been done. But the other thing is, we were never notified that it was gonna be done.
Yeah. Hey, I worked there and I wasn't, so.
I know.
Lack of communication.
So,
Yeah, the gentleman told me that, he said, well, usually the sewer authority pays for the riser ring, and then we would, because it's our sewer, and then he would put it in, and I said, well, that's a great thought, except we didn't know you were doing it. So if we would've known, we maybe could've talked about it before, but we just didn't.
yeah.
Communication, that, it happens. You can't get too bent about it. The guy was super nice, he was willing to come back and do it, and, it's like, What are you gonna do? It was an
So
oversight.
we just need to make a motion that we're gonna send them a letter stating that they need to purchase this riser ring. Contact Cory if you want measurements or whatever you think you need. And they can buy a riser ring and have it wherever. When that guy comes, he'll put it in. So, need a motion to do that.
It's your center. You're my center.
I'll second.
You're not.
Penny second that? All in favor?
Alright.
Motion carries. Now you get to draft the letter, Lisa.
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, now, at this point in time, we're gonna go into an executive session. I'm assuming if you wanna go out in the garage, you probably can. If you want outside, if you wanna go outside and wait. The topics of discussion is gonna be employees, and we have a delinquent customer issue. So everybody knows what it's about.
I don't know, you took,
Yeah.
I've been there.
That you might have to turn it a little bit.
You don't want to go to town.
There you go. Mom.
You know what, the most dishonest person in the world is an Egyptian. Trucks, I had a PhD.
Okay, Lisa, we'll turn this animal back on.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Egypt, and all kinds of deals.
Now,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
under Act 65, of the new titles court, we have to make a motion to approve an agenda, an addition to the agenda, under new business. Okay, so it's going to be number 6.
Okay.
Okay, and what it's gonna pertain to is, we're gonna make Cory, need a motion to make Cory a full-time employee and be in charge of the plant. Is that how we wanna word it?
And personnel.
And personnel.
I motion that.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
And we need to come up with a title.
Yes.
How about,
What do you want to be called?
yeah, what do you wanna be?
Is it management? Manager?
What would it be?
Plant operator.
Plan operator.
Plan,
That's once I get my certification, but
Okay.
plan
Well, we're
operator.
gonna take that.
No,
Assistant plant,
you can't call him the operator because he doesn't have his title yet.
Yeah.
Management? Manager?
Plant supervisor.
Supervisor.
Plant supervisor.
There we go.
How's that? Then we can add,
Maureen tells it.
when you get your little piece of paper, we can add operator to that. How's that? Is that fair enough? Okay. With that title, that comes with what we had discussed. You bring us back
Which
to the
includes the scheduling and management of your personnel.
Okay, now, the second thing, which we'll have to put it under Act 65, which will be number 7 under new business, is going to be the scheduling of the weekend hours of work. And Rita's gonna take that away with the decision that we came up with.
could be all scheduling, I just
Yeah.
wait there with this.
Well, we need to make it so that it is,
With him being full-time, do we change his hours? Because right now you're only getting 30, right? So is it extending in the
he's
morning?
gonna be 40 hours.
So what is your shift right now? What time do you come in now?
7,
And what time do you leave?
2.
Do you want him 3 or 4? How do we gotta figure that out as
Okay.
well?
Well,
Do you wanna work on that?
no. Listen, I don't have a problem with 7 to 3.
Okay,
Do you?
I don't.
Okay.
all right.
Now, what I would suggest, and unless we want to pay him overtime, he's gonna have 2 weekends a month
Mhm.
with 2 hours.
He schedules that in the 40.
Schedule that in his 40, so that'll give you 2 hours
Of playtime.
of clear time during the week, so you can figure out what you, if you wanna,
The weekend is considered, is it considered Friday and Saturday, or is it considered Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and
His
Sunday.
hours should be flexible.
Yeah,
So at times he has nothing to do, as long as he gets his 40 hours in, there's sometimes he has to work extra hours.
Right.
yeah,
So he can flex those 40 hours. Say you only put 30 in this week, but you got 10 that you owe. You can use that if, like on a call or something like that. We don't want you working overtime. We want you working 40 at least. That's a job.
I think there's something, you know, with, and Jamie had told me, and I'm not real up on all of that, with the payroll, is that anything over 8 hours in a day, we do have to pay time and a half.
But, well, that's 7 to 3 is 8 hours.
Right, but in the
Okay.
event that something would come
Over 8
up,
hours, not 40 a week?
No, it's 40.
well, for, she
No,
said for,
that's in their bylaws.
Right.
That's in their, and
I don't
that's
know
not in
how
ours.
this is that.
okay,
On what the board said
It's
in
what,
Pennsylvania.
it's what that's
Okay.
supervisor rule.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania it's by rule.
So 40 hours, he'll turn in a timesheet every week or 2 weeks, however it is. If his weekend falls on it and he worked 6 hours on Friday,
yeah.
you can schedule yourself if you know that you have, I can't make it any more fair than that.
Yeah,
Is that fair with you?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So,
anything? Anything? You good?
Not yet.
okay, so we need to,
It's gonna be difficult for
Yeah.
them to fit 40 hours in, right? But
I don't know. if
that's
we-
why I'm asking.
Well, actually, why don't we find out what the state law is for full-time? Because 36 hours is also known as full-time, I believe.
Well,
So-
yeah, I'm not arguing that, but
It's my company is 40 hours.
40.
It's like a school system, ours.
In Pennsylvania,
If we did,
I'm sorry to hear you.
in Pennsylvania, I always thought it was a 40-hour.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's not.
I
Yeah,
work for Berks and it's anywhere from 36 to 40 hours.
yeah, so it could be good.
Depends
What
on
you
your
guys said.
Yeah,
Pretty
so,
sure.
Hourly.
ay, ay, ay.
Well, anyway, so if we leave it at, I'm saying 40 hours, and that gives him the flexibility of those 2 hours twice a month. If he needs it on a Monday, or he needs it on a Wednesday, or he needs it on a
So the
Tuesday,
weekends are still 2 hours,
2 hours.
2 hours a day.
Now, is there any
Or
particular,
2 hours.
I'm sorry,
Well, you said, was it an hour on Saturday, an hour on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is it that, or is it 2 hours Saturday and 2 hours Sunday?
no,
Take your hour, do the
you
job.
take your hours that it takes you. I mean, if it
Well,
takes
right
you an
now, they-
hour and a half, Corey.
I was just asking because as of now, it's 2 hours.
right now, we
Each
pay them 2 hours for the
Okay.
weekend. Like on
You're
a Friday,
paying- okay, yeah,
on
but
Saturday,
you're
2
called in
hours,
for that.
Sunday, 2
Yeah.
hours.
This isn't calling anymore. This is scheduled work hours.
Yeah.
if you're going full-time, now,
With the title, you're, now, what's the title for? When you're hired on the basis that you're a professional, it doesn't matter how many hours you're working.
salary employee, salary employee.
Salary, yeah.
Yeah,
We can change it to be
Sorry,
salary.
I think
Yeah, we could.
was listening to what you're saying, because he
because
can
it
call out the
fluctuates,
storms.
yeah, we could
and
do
then
that.
when they
That
call
way it
out,
doesn't.
that would be.
Yeah.
Danny, that's not an issue with that either.
Yeah.
So let's do that when he has all his numbers,
Yeah.
if you wanna do it that way.
Okay, now I have a question. If we're gonna rotate Jim, are there any particular days you need 2 people to do the job? I don't wanna say, okay, we're gonna have them rotate here, but you actually have a big project on Monday. I mean, honestly, everything might have to end up being flexible, but we just have to make
But it has
sure.
to be his call.
Yes, so you're gonna,
So if he's gonna know
that there's gonna be a big, like the cleaning.
the cleaning, if he knows that's gonna be on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday, he needs to schedule
Yeah,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
okay. All right,
So, with this title, this is what he gets. He
Get a lot more
gets to be
responsibility.
the big boy at the trough. Okay, so you're all right with all this? Well, at this point, I think we're good.
So I'm not paying him 2 hours on a Saturday
And
and 2 hours
now the
on a.
next thing is, we're gonna need to go to Act
He's
65
salary,
again.
he gets paid,
Well,
so,
it's still on.
we're gonna calculate that.
It's on there,
So
so
we
it's
just
part of
did
the
40
agenda.
hours.
Oh, it is.
Oh, hold on, it says
The
executive
same
session.
thing goes for him then, because that's his
We need some
work.
flexibility.
Right, he's not getting overtime. Right, but isn't part of that weekend part of his 30 hours? Okay.
Yeah, every other weekend.
Yeah.
If he's salary.
But I think what Murray was saying, that you were talking about
Jim's,
making him salary after,
wages.
doing hourly right now and making him salary
We're
once
gonna
he
do it
had all
hourly now, and then once he has
his
everything,
certifications,
I'm
then
not saying we're gonna make him a salary, but we can make him that deal.
I'm
Yeah.
saying for him to be flexible,
If
to be according to the law, you're gonna make him salary, I mean.
Make him salary, to be,
not
Yeah,
salary,
because
but-
otherwise he will be getting a lot of overtime, he gets called in if there's emergencies, so.
well, I don't have any issues with that either, because I do know, in major storm events,
Yeah,
he's gonna be busy.
right.
I do know that.
And he
So I'm not saying he's not gonna get overtime, because he
Yeah.
probably will, but
Yeah,
it's not something that happens on a weekly
right.
bing, bing, bing. Okay,
He knows his responsibilities. We know ours.
okay, the last thing
I don't feel
on the
like that's
table,
clear to me, but.
which is already in the regulars,
For
has to do
payroll.
with the delinquent customer. And the discussion was, what's your numbers, Rita? You got them.
I know, I just said, where's my notes?
You
Where's my
very-
notes?
You had,
Penny has
you
them.
had 1,500.
It's 1,500 to start with, that's what we want him to put down.
Well, he has to pay, he can pay the 300, but when the $1,500 numbers hit,
Then,
the plug
we
comes
unplug
out.
it, yes. And then he has to stay with the $300 limit, if he misses once, he's automatically done.
He's
Oh,
done.
we just got 250.
Oh, I'm sorry, 250 plus the
Plus
53,
What?
yeah.
Per month.
Yeah,
He has to go to church every Sunday.
Okay, so you have that, Lisa? It's $250 a month plus the current.
So it
Okay,
comes out to 303.50, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're talking about, yeah.
It's
Let's see some more.
$250 a month plus the current month,
Sorry.
okay.
okay?
This guy-
So that keeps them in current, not delinquent.
We're splitting
It won't be unplugged until that 1,500.
And he won't be unplugged until he has 1,500 of it paid.
Gotcha.
I need a motion for that.
I motion it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I'm not second.
I don't know, who motioned, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, I did, Penny
Penny.
seconded it.
who did?
Penny.
Penny,
All in
okay.
favor?
Do we have to add that to the
All
agenda
in
though?
favor, yeah. No, it's on the agenda.
Right, but only as
That's
executive
number
session.
5.
Okay.
I abstain because of my cousin.
No. No, you're not.
Okay, the next thing,
Are you?
is there anything else to come before the board? I guess
I
not.
hope
I need a
not.
motion to
It's not
adjourn.
my program.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second you.
I say, here, here.
Aye.
Aye.